Good morning, Northshore Cabinet. It's Thursday, April 2nd, and a little less sunny than it has been, but beautiful morning, no doubt. So let's go ahead and start as we usually do and hear from our 4 regional assistant superintendents and how things are going out in the schools now that we're in day 4 of Northshore Learns version 2.0. So let's start with Obadiah in the north. Obi, how are things in the north?
Morning. We actually have sun up here in the extreme north, so it's a great day. North Shore Learns has been going great. Talking to the principals there, I think one of the themes I keep hearing from principals and heard from Mr. Fagundes yesterday as he's talking about his Kokanee staff is just how well his teachers are teaming and working together to make sure all of their students are supported and the efforts that they're putting into that. And then he just shared a fun story about having an assembly yesterday with all of his students, and that they awarded their PAW prizes to students, and the teachers had come up with different ways to make sure students are still getting their rewards, and then being able to share with them and kind of celebrate the students.
Thank you, Obadiah. It's amazing how many things we can do in new ways that we didn't realize we could do. So, and it's so important to stay connected. So David, how about the West?
Yeah, not a lot of new to report in the West. I know that yesterday the principals had their first staff meetings of 2.0 with all of their staff. So I'm meeting with the principals this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to hearing how their first 3 days have gone.
That's fabulous. Thanks, David. Michael, how about the East?
Yeah, very similar in the East. Our schools have continued to report very high participation rates. On the third day of North Shore Learns 2.0. Most of the elementary schools have grade level teams collaborating and making sure that we're supporting our students. There's very intentional collaboration also occurring between the general ed teachers and our special education teachers. Our special education teachers are also reaching out to families and coordinating their supports in order to ensure that we're meeting the needs of each and every one of our students.
I appreciate hearing that, Michael, and I know how important collaboration is in brick and mortar, and it's even more important now that we're virtual, I think. So thank you for sharing. Heather, how are we doing in the South region?
The South is doing well, not much new to report. Same things as what the other regional assistant superintendents said. Is going very well. They're enjoying interacting with their students, and it was nice that they all had staff meetings yesterday, so they were able to connect and then to troubleshoot any of those areas that were not going as well. And but overall, the feeling is positive, and they're really enjoying the time with the students.
Well, that's fabulous. Thank you, Heather. And then just to change it up a little bit, let's hear from Dugan. If there are any updates, I know there were a couple questions that came up yesterday about badminton in the senior Q&A session I had, because badminton was scheduled to end on April 24th, and what would happen. And so just wondered if there were, kind of how you're approaching some of those decisions.
Yeah, no, I actually checked in this morning to see if we had any updates from WIAA, and we haven't. I expect either by tomorrow or early next week, there will be an update coming out, though, on exactly what sports will look like going forward.
Thank you. And any news from the NCAA?
No, they are still holding out in requiring letter grades. But I think everyone assumes that's just a matter of time until they relax that as well.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I know we have a lot of kids sort of hanging fire on that one, just wondering what's going to happen. So
yep.
I appreciate the heads up. Thank you. Tracy Patterson, where are we on food and nutrition services?
Well, today is day number 14 in serving meals to our community. And today at 7:30, there were 2,218 orders online. Today, we have served 36,208 meals. That's amazing. Wow. Over 14-day span. We still continue to have 33 distribution sites and 8 production sites. So far, I think things are going very smoothly.
All right, well, thank you. And I know that that's a busy and happening production for sure. So thanks, Tracy. Joe, how about transportation and support services? How are we doing in those areas right now?
Yeah, everything's going well. One focus this week was making sure we had people set up for next week from transportation. Typically, our bus drivers would not be around spring break week, but many of them have canceled holiday plans and vacation plans. So we'll have enough drivers to support delivering food. Operations would normally be around doing projects while the schools were closed, and they've been working on those projects already. So we'll just continue as we've been going there.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Joe. Appreciate that. Student support sites, Obadiah, where are we on the topic of childcare and our ability, particularly for our healthcare workers and first responders?
Morning. Yes, we're still running our childcare sites. We've kind of appreciate the flexibility with our partners. I've opened up some of our essential employees have reached out and asked for middle school support for some of their younger middle school students. So they're making some adjustments to help with that. And then working with a variety of needs, as we're used to in the public school sector, is new to some of our childcare support. And so they've been really flexible and thoughtful about how they're supporting those children. And we'll continue to be running childcare over a break. And we still have spaces, and would encourage, if there are essential employees in our region needing support, to go to our school district website, and it'll connect you with the childcare applications you need.
Well, that's fabulous, Obadiah. It does feel like we're able to make that work, I think. So that's fabulous. Chris Bigelow, student socialization supports. How are we doing in that area? Or do you have any up-to-date tips for us this morning?
Well, I just added some more information. Yesterday, I found the site that had a variety of parks and museums that parents and students could visit. I walked through it last night. It really is pretty cool stuff. And that was added yesterday.
Well, that's great. That's fabulous. Sometimes it's just in time, right? All right, communications, Lisa?
Just supporting everyone else. Supported you yesterday in the class of 2020 call. We had over 1,000 participants with a lot of great questions. And as they heard yesterday, we're going to follow up on any of the questions you weren't able to answer, but there weren't many at all yesterday. And just want to remind everyone that Northshore Learns can be found from the front page of our website now, either in the drop-down menu or just right there at the top of the page. A lot of the buckets or areas that anyone from parents to teachers to students would be looking for right there on the front page.
Okay, thanks, Lisa. Technology, Alan?
Yeah, a lot of teachers transitioning real nicely to working online. That's encouraging to see. Encouraging also to hear messages from my staff about different ways they're helping people problem solve those, sort of one-off little complications that people run into. Working and supporting folks remotely at the drop of a hat has been an interesting challenge.
Yeah, I can only imagine. We sure appreciate all that tech support, though. It's particularly timely now when we're all needing to use it. Business continuity, Tracy, anything to update us on, or are things running pretty smoothly?
Yeah, things are running very smooth, and staff continue to be innovative and thinking creatively on how to get their work done. And truly do appreciate the technology support that Alan's team has provided. But so far, everything's going smoothly.
All right, that's great. Thanks. Doug Hale, how about human resources? Do we have an update in human resources?
Not a major update with anything brand new. I did have a long meeting with our labor partners from NSCA yesterday. Had about 12 topics to go through. One of them was getting a proposal from them for what limited might be for next year. We're going to look at that in cabinet, and if we get to an agreement, we've got a 2021 calendar we can put out for the world.
Well, that sounds great, Doug. I appreciate that. We'll have a chance to look at the calendar, I think, at our 11 o'clock meeting. So maybe by tomorrow morning, we can announce that we'll have our calendar set.
That would be great.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for working on that. And David also for working on the elementary conference committee. That's real important. So anything else? Tracy Malloy, actually, where's Tracy? Tracy, how How about professional development and maybe foreshadowing our administrative team meeting this morning?
Yeah, so this morning we are having an administrative team meeting. Last night, a Zoom link went out to all of our ATM members with a few other instructions. This will be the first time that we come together formally in terms of having an actual ATM with an agenda ready to go. So we'll want people to sign in the chat so that we can track attendance and all of that. So we've got a few technology topics that we'll be addressing, and just a little shout out to the fact that our technology department really has been doing a great job of posting some just small tutorials. Those are professional development opportunities that people can do at whatever time they want. And sometimes something just takes 5 minutes to learn about. At our ATM today, we will be working with Dr. Stephen Gehring, who is with Able Schools, and he'll be sharing some data that will help us think about how we can make data-informed decisions regarding our students and the classes that they take. So that will be excellent. And Dr. Bigelow will be working with his team to also share with us strategies that we can utilize in a distance learning environment that help us attend to equity and diversity. In terms of the rest of the professional development work that I've spoken to the last couple of days, we've got some people working on thinking system-wide about professional development opportunities for all of our employees. We're developing lists and resources, and after the spring break, we'll be able to share more about all of that.
All right, well, thanks, Tracy. I'm looking forward to our meeting at 9 o'clock this morning, and obviously to dealing with some of those tutorials myself as I learn new skills. Flipgrid, I think, is the next one I need to learn so I can do a book review. But any other comments or questions before we sign off this morning? All right, I think it's a big morning, so just remember to stay home, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a fabulous North Shore Thursday.